isn't that... I don't get that, Nedum. I don't get the fact that he played for Arsenal, therefore knows what it's like to kiss the badge, to wear the Arsenal shirt. That's going to make a big difference going forward. Frank Lampard bled Chelsea. He goes. Chelsea go and win the Champions League, and now battling City for the Premier League.
Okay, so I like what you did there, but the fact is Chelsea and Arsenal are two completely different sides.
No, I understand that, but I just don't get why Arteta playing for Arsenal makes any difference after 60 games.
Because historically for Chelsea, they've been known to sack managers very often to gain success. Arsenal historically haven't necessarily done that, so it's not a direct comparison as such, but I do understand what you're trying to say, and that, that could be the thing. But like as I say, in terms of Arteta, this situation is very much here. And for some fans, some fans probably dislike him, but Unai Emery didn't have a link at all to the football club. And if he comes in and things aren't going well, and this is supposed to be a replacement to Wenger, no, you're going to have less time with it. But there were some fans who probably do remember Arteta playing for the club. Arteta can talk about the club in a way whereby maybe he does love the club, whereas somebody else probably didn't. But the fact is, whether they give him more time or not, he's reaching the end of that spot where results are ultimately going to be what it's going to be judged by. And he's had his chance and he's had his time, but then you could argue in some ways it's similar to Solskjaer at Man United, and now they seem to be coming out of that point and they're heading into this season as one of the favourites for the Premier League.
What's the ultimatum here for Arteta? We talked about those games coming up, Jules. Is it a case of you've got to win at least 2 or you're out?
I'm not really sure, to be fair, there's that ultimatum, the 5 games. I don't believe so. It just doesn't add up in the sense that they clearly put a lot of faith in those young players that they came through, that they just bought in the summer. And with Arteta there, this is a project, it's a transition, as we've been saying. He needs time. Anyone, again, needs time. So we will see. The thing is, you go to City on Saturday, you're going to lose. Then after that, it's an international break. Some players will go away. But I guess the good thing in a way is that you don't have too many international players anymore in your team. So a lot of them will stay at London Colney, and then you can work a lot when other teams like Thomas Tuchel will have 3 guys plus a lot of kids are training for 10 days. You will have quite a few more than other clubs. And then you play Norwich, and then you go to Burnley. This is the games, to go back to what we were saying before. The top 4, you probably will not win a single game this season against them. However, the others, that's where you have to be very good, like West Ham were last season, for example. Yep. And then you have to beat Norwich at home. You have to go to Burnley and win. Then you've got the North London derby against Spurs at the Emirates, where again you have to show against Nuno's team that you can do a job, and I believe they can against that kind of team still. So, and this is where then you can judge maybe in the next international break in October, has he done once in between the 2 international break, and then you will have I think a better idea, because by then senior players will be back. You'll have a bit more stability hopefully in your starting 11. You don't have to change and tweak all the time, and then we'll have a better idea against teams that you would expect them to be. You don't expect them to be Chelsea, they're too good, especially with Lukaku, but against Norwich, Burnley, Spurs, and then the other after, I think it's Aston Villa, maybe the one after that, that's where you expect it to win.
Jules, optimistic. Nedum, are you in that same camp?
Yeah, I think you have to be. When they've played 2 games and not scored a goal, you have to think the only way is up. But I think once their starters come back out and you start to see the sort of identity of what Arteta wants from his team this season, then I think there could be potential reasons to be positive there. This isn't their best version, but they're being tested from the get-go. I think at the first game of the season away to a team that's newly promoted, that's very confident, is tricky. I think playing a Chelsea side who've come off the back of winning the Champions League, a Super Cup, and have just signed a player for £95 million, again, is tricky. But, Arsenal, they'll believe in themselves. I think all the players that play for the club, they understand the pressures involved in trying to find success for Arsenal. And, for me, I think they will get better. Whether or not that would be good enough, and whether or not the sort of harsh reality of football is one whereby people are willing to accept that they may be now in a competition with the likes of West Ham to see if you can finish 5th and whatever is the case, then I don't know. But I think they will get better, but whether or not that's going to be enough for him to keep his job, I'm not sure, because come 5 games time, they might have played well, but there's no guarantee they've got 15 points.
La Liga. Stream every match on ESPN+.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.